Hey folks, it's going to give you all some ideas on if you want to go into hydroponics or our aeroponics or aquaponics or whatever, water gardens. Give y'all some kind of some tips and trips that I've learned over the years, and something that, things that you want to think about before you get into this. Gardening as a whole, if you enjoy this, it's very, it is a simple thing. It's an enjoyable thing. It's fun. It's incredible to watch things grow. Hydroponics and aquaponics, aeroponics, all that. There is a little bit more involved with that. Of course, these are all DIY systems. I built all these myself. There's a lot of companies that make these really neat plug and play type of systems that make it simple. But the number one thing that you're going to have with these type of systems is that there's going to be a significant, not really significant, but there's a fairly significant amount of money that you have to spend up front to kind of get started. So if you enjoy building things, you enjoy DIY, that kind of stuff, you enjoy like seeing how things work, how you can do things that nobody's ever done before, then this might be for you. If you just enjoy like growing things, you just want to do something inside, you want a garden that will be there for the winter, this is a good solution for you. So if I think about like the ROI on this, so each of these little buckets is probably a good $70, right, to just get kind of going. And then you look at it like, how is that bucket $70, right? It isn't. This is about $5, this is about $3, and then you have each of these little things, which come in packs of like 20. So that comes about $16, $17. You have the small grow cubes that I put the seeds in. That's also kind of a pack of 20. It costs about $17. There's a pump in here. I have like the smallest pump available. It's only, it does 185 gallons a minute. And that's about $20. And a little sprayer that comes on there that sprays up in here. Those come in packs, and this is inexpensive. It's around like $5 or $6 for that. But over time, and then you do have the fertilizer, right? So one of the things about water gardens is that they're not in soil. They don't get nutrients other than what you're going to give them. So if you just want to grow with water, they tend not to grow very well, They might start off, but then they're not going to last long because they need nutrition just like you do to live and thrive and do well. So granted, this doesn't use a lot. So I'm only using 100 milliliters, which is like a tiny, right? What's that? All right, it's not much. This has been used so many times. So you don't use a lot. So here's the thing about it is that there's, each one of these, of course, this is like $7, the pump 20 something dollars. So it's like 30. And if you cost that, so it's about like $40 for each of these. But over time, it kind of, I'm going to be using these for a while, right? Probably the rest of the year. I probably won't be buying that for, a good year. So it's a good thing to enjoy if you want to do something during the winter. You want to do something inside. You can also do this stuff outside. Doesn't mean just because I'm doing it inside doesn't mean you have to either. You could go outside and get the benefit of the sun and the beneficial insects and all that. And you could do that as well. I just haven't done it because, I just prefer to do this inside because I cannot grow this outside. I don't use pesticides. I don't use non-natural things to grow plants outside. I don't want to screw up that ecosystem. I don't want to consume that stuff either. So that's why I have this kind of stuff in here, because I put it outside, grasshoppers, everything's going to kill it. But the main thing about this is that you get to grow things that you you're not going to find in your grocery store. You're not going to find in anywhere, maybe farmer's market or whatnot. So, that's the cool thing. It's like, so I have all these different types of mustard greens that I can grow. They taste awesome. I'm also growing, sweet potato in here because I like to eat the leaves. I don't really care about the sweet potatoes themselves. But this is kind of neat, right? It's like your own little experiment. And regardless of how much this all kind of costs, it is expensive, but it's a sunk cost. It's in, it's done, I've already paid for it. and I get to enjoy it. So, you know, the fun thing about this is that that for me is my ROI, is the enjoyment of growing things, enjoyment of eating, you know, super healthy food that is as clean as you can get. Um, and it's just fun to grow stuff. I mean, this is a ghost pepper. I can't find this in the store. Um, Same thing with this cherry pepper, right? I can't find this. Malabar spinach. No, I can't find any of that stuff. So, yeah, that's going to be the main thing for you is do you enjoy it? And that's, if you don't, then you really shouldn't do it. I mean, if you're just trying to make money off of this stuff, then I'm sure there's a method you can do it, but there is a significant cost at the beginning before you get to these plants. So if you do grow like really, you know, different things, you can sell them and stuff like that, then, you know, that's great. I mean, I'm all for you. I hope that works out for you. I really do, because that'd be a fun way to make money. But I just do this for my enjoyment and for my family health. My son and I, we eat these all the time. So there's that. So what there's a kind of like, so with these systems, some of those like plug and play systems are really easy to manage. You know, just clean out the water, recycle it, just watch the plants. So one of the main things is that, you know, once you get this all kind of set up, it is kind of like let it go. The only things you kind of have to worry about is, you know, cleaning these out and then changing the water, changing the solution. I need to redo these because they're not as tight fits as these are. You see how these are nice and clean? That's because there's no water coming out. Over here, I just drilled these in and it didn't come out too well. So I got some work to do, and I'm way behind on that. But yeah, so there's a little bit of maintenance involved with this. Maybe say summertime when it gets really hot. And I'm talking like in this garage, it gets over 100 degrees. So these plants are going to be sucking out the water. So I'll be filling this up at least twice a week. But that doesn't take a lot of time. It takes maybe like 10-15 minutes to do that. And you know, so about once a month I clean these out, change out the water completely, clean the containers. What I am going to do is put something around here, because when you're dealing with white plastic, even though it is food safe, food grade, light can come in and algae grows. And so I do have quite a bit of algae that has grown on the inside that needs to get cleaned up. So that can happen. So just be aware of that. If you have darker colors that don't let the light in, you're probably not going to have an algae problem. So, you know, especially because you have an environment that has all that kind of good nutrition in it with nice water, you know, you're just going to get algae. It's just going to happen. So just keep that clean. It's not hard to get it. Get something that cleans the sides. No chemicals. Don't use chemicals in there, because that's going to go directly into your plants and into you, and I don't think you want that. But, you know, like I said, it's fun. It's exciting. It's an experiment. You get to kind of grow things that nobody's ever done before. You know, you get to make these systems that nobody has. So that's kind of fun. That's exciting, and it's new and it's neat. And, you know, and you get to share it with your friends, and they're all like, wow, look how smart you are. You can have a hydroponic system. Not really. They probably think you're a duty brain. Have to set up all this nonsense. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. So, you know, you know that sunk cost, but the ROI and the enjoyment of what you're doing, the enjoyment of what you're learning, and just being able to create awesome food in your garage, in your house, wherever, outside, it's a real benefit. So if you're thinking about doing hydroponics or aeroponics or aquaponics, you know, just know that, and just know that your main ROI is just going to be the enjoyment of letting these things grow. You're going to have some successes, you're going to have some failures. So don't worry, you know, things might work out, things might grow in here, things might not. But you'll learn that along the way. So don't get discouraged. If you ever have any questions, or if you need some help, feel free to reach out. I've been doing this for about, for a while, for about like 5-6 years now. I did bigger systems, had YouTube videos on that, deleted all that because I didn't do it right, and I didn't want people to start learning to do things the wrong way. And so I kind of switched these more small, isolated systems. and I enjoy doing it like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. Take care and have a good day.